Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. If you're new or you're not new, it's Gabby, and today I'll be talking about how I got my car at the age of 18 with no cosigner, no down payment. Let's go. And yes, I'll be talking about all this whole process in steps. I may be a little bit all over the place, but the information will be there, so get your notebook out right now. But yeah, hope y'all enjoy. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and let's go. Step one, make sure that I have credit history. So I know I am still 18. In my video I put 19 because I don't know why in my head I was thinking I was already 19. I don't know. It'd be too much going on, y'all. But I'm 18, right? So the day before my birthday, well, really months before my birthday, I was doing research on how to build credit and things like that. And I was like, you know, I want to be able to get me a car, and if I don't want to, like, you know, basically buy a cash car, and I want something that's like gonna be worth the money, then I would need credit. So I do advise y'all, step one, get credit history. Get a credit card. Get a secure credit card. If you feel like you can't get that credit card, just get something that's gonna build your credit history. And to let y'all know, my birthday is in July, so therefore I only had so July, August, September, October, November, December, January, February, March, April. I got my car late April, so I had about 10 months of credit history. So you don't even really need a full year. You just need to make sure you're making your payments on time, and you're keeping a good credit utilization. If y'all want me to make a video on basically, I guess, credit cards, I don't know, I can do that. I can give y'all financial tips. But yeah, oh my god, great video idea. Yes, look at me, I'm staying consistent, y'all. Look, next, you want to be sure that you are with a great bank. Like, well, not just any bank. I prefer a credit union because credit unions are there to help. Don't get me wrong, banks are good too if they have good interest rates, but credit unions normally have low interest rates when it comes to paying off loans. Or yeah, look for things like that. Build a history with them. I've been with my credit union because I'm with Navy Federal. You probably know somebody who in the Army, they get that access code. I'm telling y'all, it opens so many doors, especially with like having low interest rates on auto loans, which I will get into in the next step. But yeah, you want to build that history with your credit union and make sure that you do have money. Like, it don't have to be all the time, but like if you can, you know, do direct deposits into your account, or just keep money in there just to show that you are using that account. It's not like a dead step. You want to search up whatever credit union you are, I guess, applying for their car loan with, or thinking about applying for their car loan with. Search up the interest rates of the model and, well, the year, and if it's a new or used car. So yeah, normally, well, for Navy Federal, for example, they have a chart where they show the different interest rate. Interest rate varies on, like I said, if it's a new car or if it's used, and what year it is, and also how long you are having the loan for. So for example, like I was saying, if you get a newer car, your interest rate would be lower. So let's say you want to pay it off in 2 years, right? Now, I really wouldn't, you know, I mean, if you got the money for it, go ahead, by all means. But we just use this for example. So let's say you had, like, you applied for a car loan for 2 years, so that's 36 months. Yeah, am I calculating right? Is that 36 months? Oh, that's 3 years. My bad. Cool. Y'all don't do too much. So 3 years, 36 months, right? Your interest rate for a new car, if you was going auto loan through Navy Federal, would be as low as 4 or 5%, right? You get a used car, it's gonna be as low as 5 or 6%. Now, they do look at your credit history, they look at all that, so that all depends on how good your credit history is. Have you been making them payments? And you know, if you've been with the bank for a long time too. So that all do varies with your interest rate, which is why I said in the first step and the second step to be sure you got that bank, you keeping a good history with that bank, and you keeping a good history with your credit. So yeah, That's just an example with Navy Federal. It could be different rates at different banks, so I would say look around, but be sure that you are you being cool and cordial with that bank, okay? So step 4 is you want to decide on what type of car you want, just what car you want, period. So I was looking at first I was looking at Hondas, but I had to think about my budget and stuff, and if I want to go through paying off that type of car note right now, because I am in college, and you know, mentally it's like, oh, you know, the car gonna last, da da da. Like, that's why I want a new car, so I can have a car that lasts. Because if I do end up paying off the car note, then okay, looking at Hondas because they are reliable cars. But like, you know, my budget. So I decided that it's best for me to just get, you know, one of the lower end cars. It's something that has all the features that I wanted. And I started looking at Kias and Hyundais. And I was like, I want a new car. Or something that's, you know, right there. Really, I was looking for new cars, right? But every time I would come across the car, it was just past my budget. Like, I was just like, I can't do that. Like, no. And even when I was looking at cars, you have the VIN numbers, and basically that's the vehicle identification number. Yeah. And you know, interest rates were high, and I was like, okay, well, I need to decide on which one's gonna be the best bet for me. So what I was doing was looking at cars that had the features that I wanted in the price range that I wanted, and yeah, and it just kept popping up Kias, Hyundais, and the Nissans. I really just went for the one that had the lowest one, and then I ended up getting that car. 5. I'm on step 5. I don't know if I was really counting. I think I was counting steps, yeah. Be realistic with yourself, right? But also manifest it for you. Because guess what, y'all? My budget, I kid y'all not, was going to be, my budget was always under 20,000, right? And I was like, I want a car payment that is below 400. I was praying, y'all. I was looking. I'm not gonna lie, y'all. I was looking for months, but I was just like, do I really need to get the car now? Like, is it financially smart to get the car now? But stuff ended up falling in places where it was like, dang, you just might well get a car. So I ended up getting the car. And yeah, you know, be realistic, but also stay faithful. Number 1 key. And just be sure with yourself that you are making the right decision with your money, and that you'll be able to make payments and things like that, you know. And let's say you feel like you're gonna fall behind. It's easy to find something to pay that off, if that makes sense. So yeah. But number 6, you found the car. You was being realistic, you was being faithful. In my shoes, I found my car. Now look, when you find that car, y'all, you want to call the bank. Ask them, hey, can I apply for auto loan? My process was, hey, can I apply for an auto loan? I was asking them, like, so how many points will like deduct for my credit score, basically? And I asked this one lady, she was like, well, they took off this. She was like 14. I was like, which is why I keep hitting with number 1. Make sure you got a great credit history, credit score high. It took off 14 credit points off my credit score, but I got it right back up, so no worries. But you know, you want to make sure if your credit score is, that's how you know if your credit score is good. If you are well enough where you can at least get 20 points taken off your credit score, and it ain't doing nothing. It ain't making your credit score look bad, none of that. So, and also realize that getting an auto loan is another form of credit. So you will be building your credit history when you're making your payments. Keep that in mind. And I also asked, okay, so would you say, you know, I was asking the question, would you say it's better to get a cosigner or to not have a cosigner? And it was like, it really depends on how good your credit score is, or how good your credit history is. So they gave me the option, because I called them like 3 or 4 times, because I was trying to decide, because I was on the phone with my dad. He was on a 3-way, and we came across with this other guy, and he was telling me, he was like, such and such, like, we can do it with the credit, I mean with the cosigner and without the cosigner. We can do both, and it won't like basically give me a credit check twice. So yeah, I was like, thank God, because I was so what I did was I did it without a cosigner the first time, and guess what, I got the auto loan. And oh, and before that, they give you the option, like with my bank, they give you the option of if you want a loan, if you want a certain amount on your loan, or if you just gotta take the one that they, I guess, give you. Yeah, something like that. And I was like, I guess I was like, I'll take the one y'all will approve me for. Oh, the pre-approved loan, there we go, that's what it's called. Yep. So, and basically the pre-approved loan is that they will just put it in the system, and then whatever you get pre-approved for, you can take that check once they either send it to you or you go pick it up, and you can take it to the dealership, and they just call the bank once you're at the dealership, do all those things, and then you got the car. They told me how much they gave me. They gave me $20,000, and it was gonna be with the interest rate of 7%. Yeah, I think my interest rate, no, I think my interest rate is 6%. Yeah. And so, oh, and also in that process of you picking whatever loan, they will ask you what make and what year is the car that you possibly have found already, or that you are looking at. And I told him like the one I just found, you know, because I called out insurance rates, well, the insurance places and stuff, and I was like, well, that's a potential one, so you might as well just say that one. And that's what they gave me off of that. And if you do end up, let's say you don't like that car, you find another car with that loan, you can do that, but your interest rate may change depending on what car that is. So keep that in mind. And so I did that, and it was like, okay, you got pre-approved, that's your interest rate. Oh my God, I keep missing stuff, y'all, my bad. But they also ask you how long you want your loan term to be. And I just said, well, I said 72 months. So yeah, and that was my stuff at 72 months. And I'm not mad about it, because let's say I was to, like, if you do more months, then that's how you're having more in your monthly payments. Now it will take you longer to pay off the car because you're doing, you know, 72 months, for example, but you're not paying that much each month. So therefore, you know, you're not, it's not a ugh. And when I went to go to my, you know, go pick up my car, which is why I'll say step, about 7, 8, I don't know, one of the, I forgot what step I'm on now. But make sure you got extra money on you, because you want to have at least 2,000 or 3,000 in that account. Because I just was blessed to have that much in my account at that time. That's all I'm gonna say. But when you go to that dealership and you go and you get in that car, negotiate that price down. Negotiate it down some way. Because I had the loan, but don't let the dealership people know that you got a loan of this amount. Just try to get that price of what you saw online down. Find anything you can to get that price down. I was lucky enough that mine was already, it was like 3,000 or 4,000 under retail price. So I was like, well, but you know, me and my daddy, we try to get that price down. So we got it down like 500, but I mean, I'm not really tripping because the car was 16,000 for like a newly car. Yeah, I might as well get it. And so when we did that, you know, they came back with the price of this. It was like, and that's why we was like, you know, keep negotiating it down, because it's just the little stuff. And so with Georgia, for example, you have to, it's built in to pay for your tag and like other taxes and stuff. So because of those other taxes and things like that, it ends up adding like an extra 2,000 or probably 3,000 on top of how much you was finna get that car for. And so I ended up using my whole loan because of those taxes. But I'm not mad at it because my monthly is 320 something, 340. It's one or the other, but that's not bad. In this day, that's not bad. And did that, you know, you have to call the insurance people so you can make sure you get the car insured. So pulled that money out my account, made sure I paid for my insurance because you got to pay for it to start it. And yeah, drove off. Oh y'all, and oh, the loan didn't cover the whole thing. I had like 100 or 200 left, and I just went and paid for that in cash. So you can do that if you got like a little bit left over and you got that money in your account. Go ahead and pay for it. Like, so you ain't gotta ask me like, hey, can I get this loan for this, that, and third? Because your interest rate might go up. So yeah, that's how I got my car with no down payment, no cosigner. Hey, I'm not gonna go in on how much insurance is. I don't even want to go into that. That whole conversation right there will make me upset. So stay positive and you will get through your day. That's all I gotta say. See you. On a bicycle, then they go bite. Oh yes, they go bite like Mike Tyson. I react with giggles.